Hello, it's Rianne here. This is part 2 of my leaving for the Navy video for boot camp, and just telling you all about my whole negative Navy experience. Let's see, where we left off was right after the first or second day of getting to boot camp and what that was like. Well, after you finally get to sleep, after 48 hours and being issued all this stuff and speaking to your family for the last time that you'll speak to them in 3 weeks, after finally getting to sleep, the very next day, you go to chow, get your food in the galley, which is what they call the kitchen area, and they have a whole different terms for everything. It's part of separating you from your environment and basically claiming you and having you claim that, it almost feels like you're switching species. Like you're saying, I'm not human anymore, I'm this, I don't believe they should do that. I mean, there's already English names for everything. Just call them by their names. Call a kitchen a kitchen. Call a bathroom a bathroom. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, you have to call the bathroom the head. And if you don't call the bathroom the head, you will get in trouble. If you use, like, regular English terms for things that are just what they're called, you get in trouble, which is ridiculous. But anyway, after the 48 hours that you finally get to sleep at, you go to chow, and then after that you go straight to this like seminar where it's all like, did you tell the truth? And let me tell you straight up right now, I know you've probably seen tons of videos and you've seen your recruiters and whatnot, but first of all, let me tell you this right now. You should have told the truth in the first place. You don't need did you have to tell the truth in that room, whatever. Why the heck did you not tell the truth in the first place? I mean, it's the Navy. Did you think that they don't have ways of making you talk? I mean, because first of all, they can't find out certain stuff. They just can't. I mean, I bet they could, but they don't have all that time. I mean, can you imagine how much time they would spend trying to, like, look up, like, all the little minor details in everyone's life that might have disqualified them or made them need a waiver for something? It would take them forever, which is why they don't do it. They just don't. Which is why some recruiters will tell you to lie to get in. But let me tell you something. It almost always shows up. You don't think that it's going to affect you? Like, a lot of people there lied and said that they didn't have, like, for instance, a history of depression, which is a disqualifier, and you do need a waiver for it. They lied and said that they didn't have a history of depression, and then when they were in such a just depressing environment, what do you know? They became depressed, their records got pulled up from their, because they don't naturally just pull your records up usually. Their records got pulled up. What do you know? They were depressed in the past. Or if the records didn't get pulled up, then they're just like, wait, how are you saying that you were depressed before? That's not even possible. Because they don't think that it's possible for anybody to ever lie to them after the moment of truth. But anyway, speaking of the moment of truth, let's get back to the moment of truth. After we say, just don't lie to the government, come on, it's going to come out sooner or later. It might as well be sooner than later. Anyway, you get to the moment of truth. You're in the moment of truth, and they're basically like, you won't get in trouble, lie, you will get in trouble. You lie to the government, of course you're going to get in trouble. Of course they're lying to you, telling you you're not going to get in trouble. You will straight up get in trouble, no matter what you did. You will get in trouble. At the very least, you're going to get a stern talking to, you little piece of crap, why did you? Come on. Like, seriously, sailor? Seriously? You're going to get a stern talking to at the very, very, very least. That rarely happens. Or you're going to get sent home. Or you're going to go to jail. The military jail. Which I forget what they call that. Because we never really talk about it. Why? Because it's the last resort. People almost never go there. But anyway, he gets into the moment of truth, and surprisingly, like, half the room stands up. Oh my goodness. And half the room is going home. Pretty much. And it's all for, like, asthma and medical stuff. And you gotta realize, when you're at boot camp, you're gonna be tested to your limits in regards to your health. So lying about something, I'm saying the worst thing that you could lie about is probably your medical history. Because you don't realize how sick you can get there. I mean, it's not like here where you think that they'll just give you some medicine and let you rest it off and like cook chicken noodle soup for you and you drink a lot of Gatorade. That is not it at all. When you get sick, they just like send you to a doctor because they have a clinic there, just like Monday through Friday, and then they have a hospital across the way, but they almost never want to send you over there. You go over to the clinic, and then they send you with a medical chit, which is a ticket. They call tickets chits, and it says like what you were diagnosed with, and if you have to take any special measures, and you can be super sick. You can have your intestines be infected, which I had my intestines infected when I was there. And you know what I got? I got 3 days of sleeping all day long and some Gatorade. And you know what? I did not get better. I was in boot camp for a month, a whole month, with this infection. And because I only slept for 3 days and had some Gatorade and a few pills that they gave me, I did not get better at all. If you get sick there, you're pretty much screwed. You're not going to get better. Are you kidding? You're constantly doing stuff. You're constantly having stress on your body. Stress after stress, physically, emotionally, mentally. All it is stress. So you don't need that on your health after you lie to them about having asthma or something like that. But anyway, you go to this moment of truth. Half the room stands up. They get disqualified, they get sent home, they get a general discharge in most cases. So at least they're not dishonorably discharged, because when you get dishonorably discharged, you can pretty much not find another job unless you just want to like do one of those odd jobs like painting people's houses. Then after that, you, let's see what after that. You pretty much just start learning how to fold things. You fold things constantly. Like for 2 weeks, all you're doing is folding things, because first of all, you have to know how to fold it in the military way, which I feel like just wastes time. I mean, it's supposed to teach you to follow orders and discipline and patience, and it just wastes time. If I'm in war with someone and people's lives are at stake, I'm not going to spend the extra 5 minutes it takes to roll my socks up in that pretty little way when I could be shooting the enemy when they're trying to shoot my fellow Americans. I mean, there's stuff like that. I mean, it kind of tests you mentally, as in like, are you prepared to do stupid things because they have like these like Mr. Miyagi things behind them, you know, wax on, wax off. It's really teaching you, you know, to follow orders, and it's actually a move in karate, you know. You have to be able to put up with stupid crap like that. That for some people, it's, for me, that is, everything is logical in my mind. My mind is completely logical, which is different from a lot of females' minds. Just tends to be kind of emotional, and men's minds even just tends to be more emotional than logical. That's just human. But for some reason, I'm just more logical than emotional, and it was really hard. Just like, why are we doing this way when it would be faster, easier, more effective, space saving to do it this way? But you can't question things because you can't question authority. That's not your job. You will get chewed out. That's not your place. You are a recruit. They've worked so hard to get to their positions. So hard. It's so hard, because even when you're a good kid like I am, like, I've never gotten in trouble in my life before. I don't have any kind of criminal record, never committed a crime. I have really good grades. I got a 3.57 in high school. GPA was on these teams, and I never really questioned authority unless they were English teachers, because I'm a huge English, grammar person, and some English teachers just should not be English teachers. That's totally off the point. But anyway, if you're like me, and first of all, you think you know, you fall in line, you go there and you realize you really don't fall in line. You just don't disagree. Because when I disagree with something, I'm very passionate about it, and that was so hard. Just like having them do stupid things, and you just have to concentrate on your breathing to have to like not point out the fact that that was so stupid. Like, why are you doing that? Ooh, there's so many stupid things. It drives you crazy. This video is getting kind of long, and I will continue on part 3 here in a minute. So, if you thought this was entertaining, stick around. I've got to tell you more about the medical facilities, who works them, what the food is like, what the petty officers are like, what are some of these stupid rules. Sexual abuse, does it happen? Does it not happen? Is it over-exaggerated? What are their measures to combat it if it does happen? Other types of abuse, do they happen? What about profanity? Is cursing like a sailor a real thing? I will answer all these questions and much more in my coming up videos. So, if you are really concerned about your journey into military life, or your friend's journey, or just, wanting to know, just stick around and I will really, enlighten you on my experience, my knowledge based on my experience. Good talking to you.